Right now at 6, La Crosse police are opening a death investigation after a child dies on the city's north side. And more witnesses take the stand in the trial to determine who killed 3 men at a quarry in 2021.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. The La Crosse Police Department is investigating the death of a child on the city's north side. Police say first responders were called to a home yesterday around 6:30 p.m. Police are not releasing a name or the age of the child. They did say an autopsy was scheduled to happen today. The department says it's working with the State Patrol and the state's Department of Justice Crime Scene Response Unit. If you have any information that you think may be relevant to the investigation, call La Crosse PD or La Crosse Crime Stoppers. We will have more information as it becomes available. In the meantime, it is day 4 of the trial of a man charged in connection to a 2021 triple homicide. This morning, 45-year-old Kempthoneth Rattanasak testified against 35-year-old Nia Tao. Both are facing 3 charges of first-degree intentional homicide. News 8 Now's Dua Isra was at the courthouse where Rattanasak took the stand for over 4 hours. Dua.
Ken, the defense played a phone call Rattanasak made to his wife from jail. In that phone call, Rattanasak told his wife he was offered a deal from the state that required him to testify truthfully. In the recording, Rattanasak says there's no way he can do that.
I don't know what you're doing, but please just stop it. You know, like, dude, stop. Whatever it is that you're doing, don't do it.
Sitting in the La Crosse County courtroom, 35-year-old Nia Tao watches as 45-year-old Kempthoneth Rattanasak testifies against him.
Everybody's just kind of like yelling and arguing. There was just a lot of what I'd call baby mama drama chaos.
Tao and Rattanasak are accused of shooting and killing 3 men at the Rom Squad quarry on County Highway M over a $600 debt.
You said you told the 3 individuals to sit by their car?
Yeah, sit down right where they were. I didn't want anybody attacking me.
According to the criminal complaint and witness Bridget Schlicht, Rattanasak handed the gun to Tao, who shot and killed 24-year-olds Peng Laura Nemo Yang and 23-year-old Trevor Maloney. On the stand, Rattanasak told jurors he didn't know the 3 victims, but later recognized Yang.
Yeah, they were alive when I got into the car. So, yes, I assume that.
Rattanasak also stated he never saw the gun go off because he was in his car picking a playlist.
I started going through my phone to play a playlist.
What happened next?
I heard gunshots.
Rattanasak testified he's a peacemaker and has never pulled out a gun, a statement the defense argued was a lie under oath.
We don't do that to each other, you know? And I don't know, I guess I was just trying to do right by everybody still.
The defense brought forward a case from 2020 where Rattanasak was accused of strangling, choking, and pulling a gun 15 times to a woman's head. The charges were dropped because, according to the defense, Rattanasak allegedly intimidated the witness and she recanted her testimony.
And then 90 days later, here you are in La Crosse, slinging meth with your gun. Yes?
Yes.
Rattanasak denied that incident ever happening and maintained Tao somehow got his gun and fired it that day at the quarry. Now, Rattanasak won't be prosecuted for what he testifies to truthfully this week at his own trial later. Ken?
All right, Dua, thanks very much. Tao faces a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment if he's convicted of first-degree intentional homicide.
Well, it sure was a bit of a hazy day today across the Coulee region. That was all thanks to the Canadian wildfire smoke that moved in across the area today, making it for a bit of a milky sky that you probably noticed during the day. Let's get Chuck on your zone forecast tonight, though. Our temperatures are going to drop into the 40s and 50s. 52 tonight in Unalaska, 46, however, in West Salem tonight. And as we head to the south, we're looking at lows tonight mainly into the 40s here with 48 in Westby. And as we head to our central zones, we're looking at lows around the mid 40s here for the most part, 44 in Blair, 45 45 Whitehall, 43 in Osseo. Definitely a little on the cool side there. 40 Black River Falls. And across the Chippewa Valley in the northern zones, we're looking at lows tonight into the 40s as well. We got clear skies in the forecast here too, with a bit of a northeasterly wind shifting to the east-northeast and then east overnight and also into early tomorrow morning. Now stay tuned. I'll be back with a check on your full weather forecast. I'll let you know how this weekend is shaping out, plus a check on what we could be in store here for next week. All that and more in just a bit.
Thanks, Derek. Well, there is an air quality alert in effect right now. The alert will last until midnight tonight. Because of wildfire smoke, air quality is at an unhealthy level for people with respiratory issues. Children, older adults, and people who spend a lot of time outdoors should try to stay inside or avoid doing heavy activity outdoors. As the smoke moves through the upper Midwest, there are some steps you can take to reduce the effects on your health. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall joins us live in studio with recommendations from local health experts. Jeremy?
Ken, according to Mayo Clinic doctors, the particles from the smoke can affect how our lungs function. Doctors say this can make it difficult for our lungs to get rid of pieces of debris or viruses in our body. Experts recommend avoiding exposure as much as possible and wearing a mask.
It's really only the N95 and N100 masks that are effective. Smoke involves particles that are quite small, usually on the order of about 2.5 to 10 microns. You really need to have those N95 and N100 masks. You need to have them fitted properly as well too in order to protect yourself.
I also spoke to some people today in Riverside Park to find out how the air quality is impacting them.
I have noticed a little bit with my seasonal allergies. I feel like this year they kind of started spiking up, and then once I heard about the air quality, I kind of thought maybe it has to do a little bit with that.
Doctors say that anyone with a pre-existing lung condition is the most vulnerable to wildfire smoke. Children, elderly with poor immune systems, and pregnant women are also vulnerable. So now some long-term effects include asthma attacks and worsening lung functions. Ken?
All right, Jeremy, thanks very much. Doctors are studying whether or not this can lead to cancer in the future. In an effort to reduce the cycle of violence, the Wisconsin Community Safety Fund is awarding $10 million in violence prevention grants to communities, and Gunderson Health System is one of the community organizations receiving a portion of those millions. Gunderson officials say this will help them tackle issues such as gun violence, suicide prevention, and relationships.
We screen people when they're admitted to the hospital for their experience with this violence, and then we offer them services.
Experts say violence and crime have increased since the COVID pandemic. Gunderson will expand their crime services from the hospital to the clinic. The agreement between state Republican leaders and Governor Evers is set to increase state funding for communities under 110,000 people by at least 20%. But both parties admit no one's getting everything they wanted in the shared revenue bill. Republicans call the provisions for the nearly bankrupt Milwaukee a bailout. Democrats say the funding increases include too many new restrictions. Brad Pfaff and other Democrats yesterday argued against a line in the bill that would block municipalities from putting some advisory referendums on a ballot. That amendment did not pass, a decision Pfaff calls short-sighted.
I think they're cutting off their nose in spite of their face. I think that we should never walk away from hearing from the voices of the people.
La Crosse and Eau Claire counties had advisory referendums this spring about the state's abortion ban. Those would not be allowed in the future if Evers signs this bill. Only referendums related to capital projects would be allowed. Pfaff says that item is disappointing, but says he's glad to support this shared revenue bill overall. We'll have more on our conversation with the senator and dive into this bill tonight at 10. A new proposal to regulate wedding barns in Wisconsin is getting bipartisan support. It's part of the state's new liquor law overhaul. It would require barns who host at least 6 events a year to receive Class B liquor licenses. Wedding barn owners say the proposed changes to the laws could cause them to go out of business. The bill has passed through both chambers already. Up next, we saw a pause in interest rate hikes yesterday, and now there's good news for U.S. retail stores as consumers continue to spend. And ticket prices are set to become more transparent. Companies like Ticketmaster announce a change in their policies for hidden fees.
Tired of mealtime meh? Give your appetite a vacation at Taco John's. A trip to crispy shrimp taco paradise with freshly made mango salsa does wonders. Ooh, I think I'm getting a tan. 3 for $6 mango shrimp street tacos. Summertime only at Taco John's.
This is how legends are. 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
So, all of us are here to talk about trading. Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See, $1,200 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
You drive a hard bargain. Boom. Chocolate milk.
You don't have to trade.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
Okay.
Get $1,200 off any phone. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Who loves a good game of Plinko? Wesco and Sparta is making sure your price is right. Come on in and play a game of Plinko to see what your discount is. Discounts up to 30% off in select departments. What discount will you get? Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
If money talked, it would tell you about the premium ingredients on Taco John's Valuest menu starting at $1, $2, or $3. Hand-cut sirloin steak, crispy fried chicken, and fresh pico. And if your appetite talked, it would say cha-ching. The Valuest menu, only at Taco John's.
Consumers won't stop spending even with high interest rates and economic concerns. A Commerce Department report out today shows retail sales were up 0.3% last month, despite economists predicting a decline. The number includes restaurants, physical stores, and online retailers. All categories saw an increase except gas stations and miscellaneous stores. Many economists predict spending will eventually slow down. Entertainment giants like Live Nation and Ticketmaster say they'll be more transparent with their prices. Representatives from the ticket companies joined President Biden at the White House for an announcement today. The companies promised that all hidden fees relating to tickets will be shown up front instead of at the checkout. President Biden is calling the announcement a success.
This is a win for consumers, in my view, and proof that our crackdown on junk fees has real momentum. But there's more to do to address the problem of online ticketing, to address the problems in online ticketing industry.
The announcement comes months after the president proposed the Junk-Free Protection Act. The proposal was going to target fees like termination fees, airline fees, and entertainment ticket fees. Still ahead tonight, a new kind of workspace is starting to bounce back after the pandemic. More people who work online are getting back to co-working spaces in different parts of the country.
It was a hazy day today across the Cooley region, but we do have some improvements though to that. I'll talk about that, plus what we can expect this weekend and also into next week. All that and more in my full weather forecast after the break.
Dr. Mehta knows pain.
Oftentimes, I see patients with pain in their knees, their hips, their back, and it's actually coming from their feet.
Her suggestion?
It's as easy as going into a Good Feet store.
Come in for your free arch support fitting.
Ready for summer travel? Start with a trip to Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We have unbeatable deals on automotive supplies and service to give you peace of mind out on the road. Like all Cooper or Goodyear tires, buy 3, get 1 free. Rewards members get Citgo SuperGuard Full Synthetic Motor Oil for just $4.49 a quart after mail-in rebate. And Mystic Multi-Purpose Grease as low as $3.99. Plus, get last-minute Father's Day gifts like this DeWalt shop stool, $70 off.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
When you rent a Culligan water softener, there is no down payment or maintenance costs. Imagine all you could do with the savings. Dive into better water. Contact your local Culligan water dealer.
Just one drop. Gorilla Super Glue Micro Precise. Of course.
Precise application, controlled dispensing with Gorilla Strength for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Air conditioning stopped working? Tired of finding ways to stay cool? Don't sweat it. Give G&T Heating and Air Conditioning a call. They'll have you feeling cool as a cucumber without having to resort to, well, alternative methods.
Call G&T.
For the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
To win multiple NASCAR championships, you gotta have the best support, including my arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
How's that back and knee pain doing?
It's all gone. Yeah, my balance is better.
See how we can help you too with a free fitting.
At the Good Feet store.
Well, it sure was a pretty hazy day today across the Coulee region. That was all thanks to what was happening to the north. A lot of smoke and haze moved in from the north as we had a cold front that switched our wind directions out of the northerly direction, and that dragged in all the Canadian wildfire smoke across the area, making it pretty hazy. But as we head into tonight, here's 11 o'clock, we start to see some improvements, and that is because the wind directions are shifting out of the east as we have an area of high pressure moving in from the north. That should help get rid of the smoke and haze, especially as we head into overnight tonight and also into tomorrow morning. Now here's 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and again, not as hazy because we have that east wind pushing everything away from us, and the same could be said as we head into tomorrow night. All right, so for a check on the zone forecast tonight in La Crosse County, we're looking at lows reaching the 40s and some spots like Unalaska and La Crosse reaching the low 50s here tonight. As we head south, we're looking at lows into the upper 40s with 49 in Stoddard, 48 in Westby, 47 in Lafarge, and 47 in Gays Mills. As we head to our central zones tonight, low to mid 40s for the most part here. Look at Black River Falls, 40 tonight. Arcadia, you're reaching a low of 46 tonight. And meanwhile, into the Chippewa Valley, lows mainly into the mid 40s, 47 for you in Eau Claire tonight. Let's get a check on the forecast overall for La Crosse County. Well, 52 degrees, mostly clear skies, a little unseasonably cool as well. East-northeast winds 5 to 10. For tomorrow, 82 degrees, mostly sunny, a bit more seasonable as far as those temperatures go during the afternoon. Winds not a factor at all, looking mainly light and variable. A check on now on the zone forecast for tomorrow afternoon. Highs into the upper 70s, low 80s in La Crosse County. Heading south into Soldiers Grove, you'll be at 79. Lansing, same temperature for you at 79. La Crescent, a high of 82. 79 Black River Falls, 79 as well in Melrose. It will be 80 in Trempealeau. And meanwhile, in the Chippewa Valley, we got upper 70s to low 80s here as well. Definitely feeling comfortable as high pressure is going to continue to build across the area as we head into the day tomorrow. And that should help keep our weather pattern nice and quiet, at least all the way through at least the early part of the weekend. Now, I am watching this system back towards the west. I'm not really expecting a whole lot of rain with it, but it could increase the cloud cover. Unfortunately, just in time for Father's Day. I'll get to that 8th day in a second. I want to show you the upper level pattern. This is a little bit interesting here. Upper level ridge of high pressure has been responsible for pretty much keeping us quiet, but it's going to really start to intensify as we head into next week, and that could settle in some pretty hot conditions across the Coulee region. Of course, that's not good news. We don't want hot and dry conditions here because already we're under a moderate drought across portions of the Chippewa Valley and, of course, for portions of our south and eastern communities, which does include La Crosse County as well. So we definitely need the rain across the area. Unfortunately, I just don't see any rain chances here in the near future, as conditions will continue to remain pretty dry, quiet, and overall warm, especially again into next week. In fact, you can see there on days like Tuesday, Wednesday, and of course into Friday, highs will definitely be into the low 90s, and looking at highs mainly into the 80s as well.
Thanks, Derek. There are more shakeups at the co-working company WeWork as it recently saw its CEO leave. WeWork and other flexible workspace companies were hit hard during the pandemic. Now those businesses are hoping to make a comeback, and there's one city that appears to be leading the pack, as Christian Benavides explains.
Nir Ashkenazi's Groomer.io is a small startup helping people run pet grooming businesses. He launched in California, then moved to Florida during the pandemic and wanted a space at this WeWork in Miami's Brickell neighborhood.
But you couldn't get it? Yeah, there was a 7-month waiting period.
He waited and finally landed this small office.
You're really surrounded by really driven, really focused people.
Americans left northern states and California during the pandemic, and demand for flexible co-working spaces has followed. From 2019 to 2021, San Francisco saw occupancy drop 24%, but in other parts of the country it boomed, with Indianapolis and Miami leading the way. WeWork's Nick DeMarini says Miami is the company's hottest market right now.
A 96% occupancy, as well as having basically a wait list at every location.
You can't sell it fast enough down here.
Basically.
That's good news for WeWork, which recently restructured to avoid bankruptcy. The company is shutting down underperforming locations and focusing on regions with high demand.
These talent trends of where people want to work and businesses follow, there's just this universal need for flexibility.
New York-based Bevel PR, a firm that reps fintech and crypto companies, just expanded in Miami and also secured space at WeWork. Martina Vargas was their first Florida hire.
They saw the demand for our work in the tech industry down here.
And with many workers favoring remote jobs, the demand for flexible workspaces is expected to keep growing. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Coming up next in sports, 2 baseball teams were 1 win away from state titles. Rob's got the full recap from Appleton, including a heck of a nail-biter in Division 4, right after this.
Spring is a great time to plan your next home improvement project. Call now for a free estimate on windows, doors, siding, sunrooms, decks, baths, kitchens, or flooring.
Sizzling summer savings are happening right now at Ashley. Pay 0% interest for 5 years, no minimum purchase. And score even more deals that are too hot to handle during the 72-hour summer event. Happening in-store only June 17th through 19th. Only at Ashley.
Check out our huge lighting selection and save with 11% off everything at Menards. Update the lighting in your garage or workspace with our great selection of utility lighting options. Right now, get this Patriot Lighting 14,000 lumen LED high bay light for $99.98 after rebate. Update your home with bright, energy-efficient LED recessed lights from Lithonia. Pick up this retrofit Lithonia recessed light for only $9.96 after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Convert your drafty dated wood-burning fireplace into an efficient and beautiful gathering place. Install a Heat and Glow Supreme gas insert from LaCrosse Fireplace Company. Enjoy the ambiance and warmth without the hassle of cutting and hauling wood. Transform your wood fireplace from underused to unbelievable in as little as a day. Heat and Glow gas insert come in multiple sizes and styles. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the fire. Call LaCrosse Fireplace Company today.
Shaking, engine revving, truck and tractor pulling returns to Recreation Park, Toma, Wisconsin, June 22nd through the 24th with the Budweiser Dairyland Super National Truck and Tractor Pull. Toma will host the top competitors from across the nation in 5 action-packed sessions over the course of 3 days on 2 competitive pulling tracks. For more information, go to tomatractorpull.com. That's tomatractorpull.com. Join us in Toma, Wisconsin, June 22nd through the 24th for the Budweiser Dairyland Super National Truck and Tractor Pull.
Right now at Ashley. Pay 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase. Ashley Sleep Align mattresses start at $999.99. And for a limited time, when you add an Align adjustable base to your purchase, you can save 10% on the set. Only at Ashley.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
It's Championship Thursday, and the Bulldogs and Blue Golds are looking to make some history for the Ithaca baseball team. What a thriller it was on Tuesday night. The Bulldogs needing 9 innings to get past Edgar in the semis. They got the walk-off win, and now they're just 1 win away from their 2nd state title in school history. Chilly morning at Fox City Stadium for the Division IV state final. Ithaca clashing with Pecatonica. No score in the 3rd, but the Vikings break through. Tyler McKeon finds the gap in left center. Charles Anderson comes in to score to make it 1-0, and Pecatonica was just getting started. Later in the inning, Lucas Rui fights one off into right center. That's going to play 2. Vikings put up a 5 spot in the 3rd. They tack on 2 more in the 5th and take a 7-0 lead. Bulldogs get one back in the bottom of the inning, and then in the 6th, Ithaca keeps it going. Micah Salisbury back up the box for a base hit. Lincoln Manning scores on the RBI single. It's 7-2. Later in the 6th, Bulldogs still barking. Logan Anderson, chopper to short. Play can't be made. Sammy Clary scores. Ithaca within 3. Let's go to the 7th. Bulldogs still battling back, and it's Salisbury again. Clutch base hit to center. Here comes Houston Boland. It's 7-6. Then it's Anderson looking to keep the season alive for Ithaca. Vikings can't get the out at second. Here comes Manning sliding in safe. Bulldogs tie the game at 7. The Ithaca fans going absolutely wild. Then with the winning run at second, it's Ethan Cockcroft looking for the walk-off, and the senior comes through with the biggest hit of his life. Base hit into left center. Salisbury comes in to score the winning run, and the comeback is complete. Ithaca walks it off 8-7, and for the second time in school history, the Bulldogs are state champs.
We knew we just had to chip away if it was even possible. They did that in the 6th to even give us a fighting chance for the 7th, and they did, but wow. Amazing.
We just went out there and played baseball, and it was just truly amazing. And he said we didn't come all this way to just lose, so we went out there and one hit after another. You just chip away at that score, and eventually it comes to you.
Next up, Division III state final. Aquinas taking on St. Croix Falls, and the Saints strike first in the 2nd. Michael Shannon comes through with the base hit. That's going to play 2. It's 2-0 Saints. Top 4 now. Aquinas cuts it in half thanks to Waylon Hargrove. He's going to beat it out at first. Eddie Peters comes in to score to make it 2-1, but that's as close as the Blue Golds get as Aquinas falls in the state title game 3-1. So a tough finish for Aquinas, but the Blue Golds have a lot of young talent. They'll be hungry going into this offseason. As for Ithaca, what else can you say? 8 runs over the final 3 innings. This team was scoreless going into the 5th. But the Bulldogs battle back. They score 8 over the final 3, and they walk it off on the biggest stage. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
Russell, what does this have to do with law?
Absolutely nothing.
I never had an MRI before, so I was a little uptight about that, but the people that work here are incredibly friendly and made it really easy, actually. Believe it or not, it was an enjoyable experience, which I know sounds a little strange, but I got the results immediately, and it was a good thing that I got them as quickly as I did. The affordability was great, but the people were outstanding. Anybody that, for whatever reason, needs an MRI, this is definitely the place to get it done.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
Here's a last check now on your 8-day forecast. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and not as hazy. High of 82 degrees, 81 on Saturday. Looking a little cloudy on Father's Day with a high of 87. Much warmer for next week as highs will be into the upper 80s and low 90s under mostly sunny skies.
Thanks a lot, Derek, and a big congratulations to Ithaca baseball today. We'll see you tonight at 10.